You're probably eating foods that are supposed to be good for you. You've added fruits, vegetables, maybe even something labeled a superfood, and yet you still feel tired. Still bloated, still hungry too soon, or like your body just isn't responding the way it should. This is where people get frustrated because they're doing what they were told, but the results don't match the effort. And the problem isn't that these foods don't work. The problem is no one explains what they actually do inside your body. In this video, I'm going to explain the whole picture. Not surface level advice, not food trends, but how these superfoods interact with your metabolism, hormones, digestion, and energy systems. As we move through this, everything will start to make sense. Before we talk about specific foods, there's a simple rule you need to understand. Superfoods don't work because they're rare or exotic. They work because they reduce stress on your cells while supplying nutrients your body can't make on its own. When cellular stress goes down, hormone signaling improves. When hormone signaling improves, metabolism follows. I'm repeating this on purpose because this is important. These foods don't force weight loss or energy. They remove the brakes that are already holding your body back. Let's start with fatty fish like salmon and sardines. Most people hear about omega-3s and assume they're just another supplement trend. But the real issue isn't that you're missing fish. It's that your body is overloaded with inflammatory fats from processed foods and seed oils. That imbalance interferes with insulin signaling, joint health, and brain function. Omega-3s help calm that inflammation at the cell membrane level. They literally make your cells more responsive to hormones. I've seen people add fatty fish and not lose weight right away, but within weeks their cravings soften and their mood stabilizes. That's a metabolic shift happening quietly. Next are whole eggs. This is where years of misinformation created confusion. Cholesterol is not the enemy. Cholesterol is the raw material your body uses to build hormones like testosterone, estrogen, cortisol, and vitamin D. When people avoid eggs, they often experience fatigue, poor recovery, and constant hunger. Eggs also provide choline, which supports liver function. And the liver plays a central role in blood sugar regulation and fat metabolism. I've worked with people who said, "I eat clean, but I'm exhausted." Adding eggs back in didn't change the scale immediately, but their energy and focus improved first. That's how real progress usually starts. Now let's talk about leafy greens like spinach and arugula. People eat them because they're low-calorie, but that's not their real value. These greens are rich in magnesium and natural nitrates that improve blood flow and insulin sensitivity. When insulin works better, your body doesn't need to overproduce it. Over time, that reduces fat storage. This is where people get stuck. They expect fast changes, but what they're actually getting is better metabolic efficiency. One patient noticed warmer hands and feet after a few weeks. That's improved circulation, not imagination. The next one is berries. Blueberries, strawberries, raspberries. Many people avoid fruit because they fear sugar. And this is why you're confused. Berries are low glycemic and loaded with polyphenols that protect your mitochondria. Mitochondria are your cellular engines. When they're damaged by stress, inflammation, or poor sleep, your metabolism slows no matter how little you eat. Berries help repair that damage. That's why someone can eat berries daily and feel more energized without gaining weight. Cause in effect, not opinion. Let's talk about fermented foods like yogurt, kefir, and sauerkraut. This is where digestion enters the conversation. You can eat the best foods in the world, but if your gut lining is compromised, you won't absorb nutrients properly. Fermented foods support beneficial gut bacteria and strengthen the gut barrier. They also influence serotonin production, which affects mood and appetite. I've seen people blame willpower when their cravings were actually being driven by gut imbalance. This is important because it means you're not broken. Your system just needs support. Next are nuts, especially walnuts and almonds. People often overeat them and assume they're the problem. The real issue is portion awareness. In reasonable amounts, nuts provide healthy fats and minerals that slow digestion and stabilize blood sugar. Stable blood sugar reduces cortisol spikes. Chronically elevated cortisol interferes with sleep, fat loss, and recovery. This matters because sleep and metabolism are deeply connected. You can't fix one without addressing the other. Let's talk about legumes like lentils and chickpeas. These are often misunderstood. They're not miracle foods, but they're powerful when digestion is functioning well. Legumes feed beneficial gut bacteria and improve insulin sensitivity over time. This work is slow, and slow doesn't mean ineffective. One of the biggest mistakes people make is quitting because they don't see results in a week. Metabolic repair happens internally long before it shows up externally. Next is olive oil, real extra virgin olive oil. Not refined blends mixed with seed oils. Olive oil contains compounds that reduce oxidative stress and support heart health. More importantly, it improves satiety signaling. When your brain senses enough dietary fat, hunger hormones like ghrelin decrease. This is why meals with quality fat feel satisfying. It's also why ultra-low-fat diets often backfire and lead to overeating later. Now let's talk about garlic. Garlic isn't just flavor. It supports immune function, improves blood vessel health, and has antimicrobial properties that help rebalance the gut. Chronic low-grade infections or imbalances can keep inflammation elevated without obvious symptoms. People often chase expensive supplements when simple foods like garlic are already doing meaningful work. Next are oats, specifically minimally processed oats, not sugar-loaded instant packets. Oats provide beta-glucan fiber, which slows glucose absorption and improves cholesterol metabolism. This fiber feeds gut bacteria that produce short-chain fatty acids. Those fatty acids directly reduce inflammation and improve insulin sensitivity. Again, you don't feel this overnight. You notice steadier energy, calmer hunger, and better digestion over time. Finally, let's talk about dark chocolate. Real dark chocolate with high cocoa content. People feel guilty about this one, but cocoa polyphenols improve blood flow and insulin sensitivity. They also reduce stress hormone output. This matters because chronic stress alone can override the benefits of a perfect diet. Food and stress are constantly interacting inside your body. Here's the part most videos don't explain. These foods don't work in isolation. Sleep determines how your body uses nutrients. Stress determines whether calories are stored or burned. Sunlight affects hormone production. Muscle mass determines glucose handling. This is a system. If you're eating well but sleeping poorly, progress will be slow. And slow progress does not mean failure. It means your body is prioritizing repair. When we zoom out, the deeper issue most people are dealing with is chronic inflammation and insulin resistance at the cellular level. These superfoods help reduce inflammation, restore insulin signaling, and improve communication between organs. That's why success shouldn't be judged only by weight. Better energy, fewer cravings, improved mood, and stable hunger are signs your system is healing. When this approach is done correctly, it's not extreme and it's not fragile. It's sustainable, restorative, and realistic for long-term health. And once you understand how the system works, you stop chasing quick fixes and start working with your body instead of against it.